guys, welcome to a slightly unusual episode of the DIY Designer. So some of you guys may or may not know this, but I work on a TV show called Home and Family. It's Hallmark Channel's like 5-day-a-week daily talk show. It is so much fun. It's a 2-hour show, so it's a beast, but it's like summer camp. We film at an actual house on the Universal Studios lot, so it's really fun. And I'm on the show today, and I was gonna be making these pants, and I thought it would be really fun to take you guys along with me, show you how I prepare for the show, how I actually make my finished project, so that by the time I get here, I have a version to wear and I have a version to show, so the audience knows in advance what we're gonna be making. So my producer, Michaelin, that's Michaelin, little cutie. She said, let's do splatter painted jeans, which I was all about because there's all these awesome versions of splatter painted jeans. Designers are making them. It's a really easy thing to DIY. You can customize the colors to any season, to any aesthetic, to your personal wardrobe. So I was all about it. Then she emailed me and she said, hold please, slight change. We are promoting a Hallmark movie during your segment and we need to incorporate flowers. Well, I thought, what if the splatter paint is done all in green, so that becomes like the vines of our flowers, and then I can hand paint on flowers in a super simple way that anybody can do. So I looked up online and I saw these really cool versions of, floral painted leather jackets and even these Gucci jeans that are worn by both men and women, which I just love. I think that's so cool. So there was all these different versions that I got inspired by. I decided to make my own and I had to make them, like I said, in advance. So I got to work yesterday and I filmed the whole thing so you guys can learn how to make them. So take a look. All right, so the very first thing you want to do is just protect your workspace. Whether using paper or a tarp, it doesn't matter. I had a windy situation, so I decided to get real high tech with it. Random crowbar, a shovel or two, nothing but the best for me. So there is my fabric paint. I mixed it with just a tiny bit of water, like a splash of water, very little. Next, I took my jeans and I wanted to fold them sort of on the side seam so that I was painting along this side. Once you have it folded, protect the other side with your paper. Now, the key to creating these long lines is loading up paint on your paintbrush and throwing hard. I mean hard. That's what really creates the long lines and not just sort of a random like splatter. You don't want lots of dots, you want lots of lines. Once you have one side done, prepare your other jean the same way, fold it over, getting kind of the side seam so that you can have it wrap around the side of your leg, which looks super cool. Now, I didn't want to fold the paper over because I didn't want, the jeans were still wet. I got a tiny bit of over splatter here, so being patient would have helped me a lot. You can see what I'm doing is I'm loading up a lot on my bottom right leg and my top left hip. That way it has a nice balance. And you can see there, it actually looks really cool just as is. Lay them to dry for just a minute and kind of just clean up your work area. At this point, we're gonna be painting so we don't have any more splatter. I love this fabric paint. It's by a brand called Jacquard, and it's this really cool like metallic rose gold pearlescent vibe. Pick a paintbrush that is approximately the size of the petals that you want, because we're basically just stamping to create the petals, and that's how you can create flowers without really having any like artistic ability at all. So you can see I'm just pressing it down, and each time I press, it's like a stamp that creates a petal. I like the way it looks to have the little green in the middle. I tried to film it up close with my cell phone for you, but it's kind of hard to like film and paint at the same time. But you can see there, I press down going around the green and it gives me these sort of 5 petals. You definitely want to do 5. That's what makes it look most like a flower. So when you move on to the next side, you're gonna do the same thing. Just pick random locations on your green splatter to add in your flowers and take a step back and look at them. Once you feel like you have enough, we're gonna move on to our tiny little white ones. Now I'm just using a Q-tip here, although if you have a small paintbrush, you can absolutely use that. Dip a good amount of paint and create these light little dots. 5 tiny little dots create these really cute, adorable little flowers. And I gotta say, it's the combination of not only the 2 different colored flowers, but the 2 different textures and sizes of them that I think really make these come together. You can push down a little if you want them to be slightly larger. All right, so for the most part, it's done. I'm trying to decide if I should put like a little yellow or a little gold in certain speckles. I don't want to go too like realistic, like trying to create pollen. I'm just gonna add it into tiny little areas where I made the petals too close and there's no sort of space or gap. All right, gonna let these guys dry. So that's it. That's how you make them. Super fun. Now I gotta go because we're about to shoot the show. There's Cameron.
Yes, yeah, that's right. I'm putting some pressure on her. We gotta shoot the show. Come on.
He's such a brat.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here with Orly, who's showing us how a regular pair of jeans can be turned into a cool fashion statement in a matter of minutes with DIY paint splatter jeans. Look at this.
I know.
This is impressive.
They are good. They are good because not only are they fun and super creative and like therapeutic, but they're actually really in style right now. So it's like the perfect project for me. And I was actually super inspired by the new Hallmark movie, A Brush with Love.
Yep.
It's starring our good friends Ariel Kebbel and Nick Bateman. And so she like paints a vision board to help manifest her dreams of success and love, which I just think is amazing. And look at those are the flowers back there. Some more inspo that I got. And it's going to premiere this Saturday, March 30th. And it just, the whole idea, the movie poster, the colors, the whole thing just really inspired this project. So
And it looks fantastic. I mean, I just want to point out the finished product. What we're aiming for here, when I say we, I mostly mean me.
Yeah. Isn't
Look
this
how good
really
this
neat?
looks.
So I'll just tell you a little bit about the development of the inspo. Originally, I was thinking we'll do just splatter paint. And how fun is that? Custom colors, whatever we want.
Yes.
And then when we decided to incorporate some flowers, I thought, if you just make the splatter paint green, then that's like our vines. Those are these really cool vines in a really neat texture, and we can go in and add flowers. So it's the mixing of the two textures that makes them feel really custom and really artistic. But what you'll see when we do it, like, you don't need to be artsy to do this, which is great for you.
Well, Orly, I was just going to say, you're looking at me and saying that, but thanks for making it clear for everyone at home.
You know, I got you covered.
That just happened. Let's get going, Orly.
Okay.
Come on.
So, first thing that you want to do is create your green paint and add just a teeny bit of water. I mean, like a tablespoon of water, because you want to thin it out a little, but you don't want it to be watery or the opaqueness of the paint won't shine through.
Okay.
I'm going to put this here for a second.
Got it.
One thing that I realized when I was making them myself is that it's much more flattering. Instead of just painting right on the front, it actually works better to sort of angle them so that you're working on the side of the jeans. So that because otherwise you end up with a harsh line.
Right.
And you'll have to flip them over and do the back and they'll never merge right. So by doing it this way, you end up with the side and it looks much more natural. Once you have the one side you're going to do, take a towel and cover the opposite side or you're going to get over paint that you don't want.
Right.
So now we're going to take this and I'm going to pull up the sort of center, fold it down.
Those are great tips. I mean, obviously from experience, you know, because I totally see how it's coming up the side of you right there.
Exactly.
It looks
You can see how cool that looks wrapping around the side.
Yeah.
You know, it really creates a much more custom effect. Okay, so now, again, through doing it a couple times, I learned in order to create the vine effect and not just like little dots of splatter, you want a lot of paint.
Okay, I'm going to be over here.
Be over there.
Okay, good to see you.
You're very precious. I want to protect you.
Yep.
A lot of paint, and you're gonna really throw hard.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do it. And do you see how it created a long line?
Yes.
That's the effect that we want. So now you keep going and pick locations. I think that it looks really cool. Do you want to give it a try?
I do. Where's our wardrobe department?
I'm very nervous.
I'm dying to give it a try. I'm nervous too.
You can
I'm
do
gonna
it.
be back here. Okay.
And throw
Everybody's
down.
watching.
Throw down hard.
Okay. I don't want to get. All right.
There you go.
No, not a
Keep
line.
going.
Though. I got to get a line.
Keep
out
going.
of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And that's why, guys, I would also recommend. Did you get it on you?
No, I did well.
You're giving me a heart attack.
I'm going to quit while I'm ahead.
Quit while you're ahead.
I'm going to quit while I'm
So
ahead.
this is what I'd recommend doing. Lay out some paper and practice so that you get the throw of it. I did these all day yesterday, which is why I've got the nice lines. This was your first time doing it. You've got more splatter, right? So
that's as close to a compliment as I'm going to get from you.
That's as close to I'm making an excuse for you is what's happening there. So guys, just practice it. Practice the hand of it so that you get the sense of it.
Okay, great.
Another tip I want to make is you can see on these jeans here. Do you see how this is much lighter and you almost can't even see it?
Yeah.
So each color green is not necessarily right for each jean. So the jeans that I'm wearing are much darker, which is why this lighter tone worked, but on these light jeans it doesn't. So just keep in mind, I did a darker tone so you can see, and that's actually the one that I'm going to demo our flowers on.
Okay, I did these a little bit earlier, and I got the grapevines perfectly on these jeans a bit earlier. So now let's make the flowers.
It's always when no one's watching that it works, right? Yeah, I feel you.
So let's do the flowers.
So let's do the flowers.
Really, really are subtle and beautiful, and they kind of tie it all together. I think
it does.
I think it was a good call that you made there. All right.
It does. So first thing, you want to take a look at the paintbrush because the shape of the brush, I'm going to put this right down here. Will you put yours down there too so we can show? The shape of these brushes, that's our petal. That's the shape of our petal. We're basically using it like a stamp.
Got it.
So we're not going to brush and create a brush stroke. You're going to take your paint and you're going to stamp it, and that's one petal. And then you rotate around to maintain your size.
Got it.
So I'm going to dip a little paint in here. I'm going to use this sort of coral color.
I'm going to go with, what color would we call
That
this?
is a fuchsia.
That's what I would call it.
And pick any location on the pants to create your first flower. So I'm going to come right here at the end of this sort of long road, and I'm going to do one that way, rotate one that way, rotate one that way, add a little bit more paint so that we're even, another one, and another one. And now I've got a nice little flower. And you can see it's so simple. You don't need artistic skill. You want to just start going through all of your, vines and adding flowers anywhere. It doesn't need to be in a specific location, because once they're all done, as you can see, like on mine, if you come over and look at these two pairs here, the fact that the flowers are sort of dispersed throughout gives the effect of the vines. So you can see like some are attached, some are not. They're floating. I have them all in random places. That's totally fine.
Even though I am blessed with incredible,
you're doing really well. I
and
wasn't even looking
talent.
yet.
Look at that. Those are all right.
That's amazing. No, you're doing perfectly.
This is not bad.
Now, I want to move on to the white.
This is proof that anyone can do this.
It really is, right?
Right now.
I'm telling you, it's super simple.
It's easier when I say it than when you agree with me after it.
No, it's because you're so artistic, Cameron.
That's great.
So the next thing that we're going to do are these little white flowers. One option is to actually just get a Q-tip.
Okay.
And you can take the fuzzy sort of head off the Q-tip and use it as like a little stamp. If not, a tiny little brush will do, and you're going to use this one here.
Got it.
And to do these little flowers, once you have all your big ones and you sort of know where you want to fill them in, go and you're just going to do little dots. So 1, 2, 3. You're going to do about 6 of them.
Okay.
Just around in a little circle. And you could make these in different colors, although I will say that my very first pair that I made, I had pale pink and light pink. And to me, they felt a little like juvenile, the two colors together. So doing like a bold pink and a white keeps them looking sort of really like sophisticated and grown up, which I think we want, because these are, floral painted jeans. You don't want to go too childlike. And that's it. You just keep going. And since this is fabric paint, they're fully machine washable.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
man,
acrylic paint doesn't come out of your clothes even if you want it to, so you're fine. But fabric paint will have a softer hand to it, and it'll dry in a much softer feel, which is nice when you're wearing clothes.
Okay, so what about other colored jeans? Obviously, we're looking at denim here.
Yeah.
What if we've got, like, I don't know, green jeans or blue jeans?
Yeah.
Well, these are blue.
These are blue. But yeah, like green, let's say like olive jeans or something like that. The only thing I would say is just be conscious of the vines. So if you've got olive jeans, do your splatter in like a black or a brown, because this kind of green wouldn't really work. So that would be your only thing. Know that the color of your pants is your canvas, and what colors would work really well to complement that canvas. So that's the only thing to keep in mind. Otherwise,
Genius.
you really can't go wrong.
And these are going to fit Layla.
These are great.
Imagine me bringing a DIY that I actually made myself and Orly didn't make for her. Oh, this is so much
really
fun,
did.
and I
Nicely
appreciate
done.
you including me in this. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead here. And on top of everything else, we've actually checked off another item off our spring fever bucket list. It is paint the flowers of the season. So well done, Orly. You see what you've done here? This is amazing. Make sure you watch A Brush with Love this Saturday at 8 p.m. 7 Central. And for more information on this, visit hallmarkchannel.com, everybody.